What is up, guys? Wow. What a horrible game this was for the Niners, but what a sweet victory at the same time. I have so many things to get to, so let me just jump right in. And the topic of conversation throughout this game was the turnovers. The Niners seemed like they went out to the bars the night prior for some fun. I mean, this game was drunk, this offense looked terrible, but they did just enough to ultimately win. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Starting with the third play of the game with Matt Breida's turnover, which I felt he could have caught. Hit his hands and it deflected to the arms of TJ Watt for an interception. Not the start the Niners were looking for, but let me tell you, this defense is elite. It's top 5 in the league, and it's the type of defense you want playing in January. This was the silver lining in the first half. This defense kept the Niners in the game, even though the offense kept giving Pittsburgh the ball with good field position. The offense did not help at all in the first half. There were 4 turnovers in the first 5 drives. Yes, let me repeat that. We had 4 turnovers in the first 5 drives. It seems like the torture was in full effect. Finally, we get to the second half of things. We managed to get to the half only being down 3. That was huge. The Niners scored 2 touchdowns in the third quarter. One was an answer to the Steelers scoring a 76-yard pass by Juju Smith-Schuster, and the Niners came back and scored a touchdown, both coming from Jeff Wilson Jr. How big has he been since being called up from the practice squad? It looked like the Niners had the game under control at this point. Witherspoon went down with his injury. Jason Verrett had to step in, came into the game, and the Steelers targeted him twice, and Pittsburgh took the lead. They just took advantage of that matchup. Not the start you want from your backup cornerback. We'll see how Witherspoon is doing with his injury. But right when you think things can't get any worse, the Niners fumble the ball at the goal line with the opportunity to take the lead. This was late in the fourth. This was their 5th turnover of the game, and at this point I thought the Niners lost. Like, I'm gonna be honest, they have way too many turnovers. I thought the Steelers were about to drive on us, and I was gonna come up here and make a very upset video. I mean, there was absolutely no way the Niners win this game last year. With that amount of turnovers, it's crazy. Niners defense came up with the takeaway of the season so far, with Arik Armstead forcing James Conner to fumble, and I said, here we go, here we go. This game was such a roller coaster ride. I didn't know how to act. The Niners took advantage of this opportunity, and Jimmy G threw a touchdown pass to Dante Pettis and shut up all his critics, including me. I was very critical of him in this game. Defense seals the game with stopping the Steelers on downs, and man, what a victory. These are the type of games that make people believe. You have 5 turnovers in a game, regardless if the Steelers didn't have their full squad, missing Big Ben, but this franchise traded for Minkah Fitzpatrick and said, we're going all in. To see this team come out with a victory like this had to be the best game at Levi Stadium. It sounded loud and uncomfortable for the Steelers. You combine that with an elite pass rush, my boy Nick Bosa applying pressure. May not seem that he gets the sacks, but the pressure is definitely there. Dee Ford had another awesome day, and I mean, everyone at the line was doing their job. Remember, I said we may have the best defensive line in football before the season started. I think we do have the best defensive line in all of football. This defensive group, I cannot be more proud of. I did not see the emergence of Ahkello Witherspoon either. I mean, he's out there thumping people. He's been the biggest surprise of 2019 for me. Looks like a Pro Bowler. Another important thing to point out here is that we played with a 6th-round pick at left tackle, and he was hardly an issue all game. Skull, I felt, did enough to block. Wasn't great at all, but couldn't ask for a taller task from him. Came up big. He did just enough in this one, and that's all we needed. And to go up against a good Steelers defensive line, it was nice to see. It was nice to see, but, you know, more teams are going to test him. So he's going to have to improve on his blocking for sure. But staying in the topic of offensive line, the run block was really good. I think it's one of the best out there. I mean, you combine that with Kittle and Juszczyk, and you have Matt Breida running wild in the open field. Another thing to note here is that Jimmy took some shots in this game. He was getting popped left left and right. Steelers came with a lot of pressure. Before the game, I said Jimmy would have to win this one for us, and he did. He got up every single time and continued to run the offense, and this is just another example of the Niners winning in a different way. Another sign that should let people know this team is for real, and the Niners finally have talent everywhere across that football field. It's really nice to see. All in all, it feels great to go into the bye week being 3-0. People will be talking a lot about these Niners, man, but they still have so much to prove, so much to work on, and that makes it a little scary. Like, once the offense gets into rhythm, you see what they can do. You saw at Cincinnati what they're capable of. So just finding ways to win, even if it has to be different, even if it has to go through the defense, if it has to go through the running game, the passing game, it doesn't matter. These boys are winning, something we're not accustomed to seeing from this group of guys, and they're building a winning culture in that locker room. But anyways, guys, I am done talking. Let's hear from you guys. How good is it being 3-0? You know, we're back when that defense is flying around making those plays. I'm curious too, how was Levi Stadium like in this one? Sounded really loud on TV. I couldn't make it to the game, but on TV, it sounded extremely loud. Anyways, guys, enjoy the bye week. I'll keep pumping out these videos for you, and we'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace.